Welcome to Islam with Aslan, where we journey through the pages of Islamic history to uncover stories that shaped civilizations. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode of our historical explorations. Over 1300 years ago, a significant chapter of Islamic history began in the Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Spain and Portugal. This story of Islamic Spain, known as Al-Andalus, is not only one of military conquest, but of knowledge, coexistence, and cultural flourishing. The story begins in the year 711 CE, when a Muslim army crossed the Strait of Gibraltar from North Africa. This force, estimated at around 7,000 troops, was led by a brilliant Berber general named Ṭāriq ibn Ziyād. They landed at a rocky outcrop that would later bear his name, Jabal Tariq, known today as Gibraltar. The Iberian Peninsula at the time was ruled by the Visigoths, a Christian kingdom weakened by internal conflict. King Roderick, the Visigothic ruler, assembled his forces to repel the invaders. However, at the Battle of Guadalete, Tariq's forces decisively defeated Roderick's army, leading to the rapid collapse of Visigothic rule. Following this victory, Muslim forces, reinforced by an additional 5,000 troops, led by Musa ibn Nusayr, swept through the peninsula. By 718 CE, most of the Iberian Peninsula had come under Muslim control, establishing the province of Al-Andalus under the Umayyad Caliphate based in Damascus. Al-Andalus was initially governed as a province, but in 756 CE, it took on a new identity. After the fall of the Umayyad Caliphate in the east, a surviving prince named al-Rahman fled to Spain and established himself as the Emir of Córdoba. He declared independence from the Abbasids and created a powerful and stable emirate. Under Abd al-Rahman I and his successors, Al-Andalus flourished. Cities like Córdoba, Seville, and Toledo became centers of trade, science, philosophy, and learning. Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived together in relative harmony, often collaborating in intellectual pursuits. By the 10th century, Córdoba had become one of the most advanced cities in Europe. In the year 929 CE, Abd al-Rahman III declared himself caliph, elevating the status of Al-Andalus to an independent caliphate. This was the beginning of the Caliphate of Córdoba, which reached its zenith under his rule and that of his son, Al-Hakam II. Córdoba boasted libraries containing hundreds of thousands of books, rivaling and even surpassing those of Baghdad and Constantinople. The city was lit by thousands of lamps, had paved roads, and was home to renowned scholars such as Ibn Rushd, known in the West as Averroes, and the Jewish philosopher Maimonides. Architecture flourished as well. The Great Mosque of Córdoba, begun in the 8th century and expanded by successive rulers, became a masterpiece of Islamic architecture in the West, symbolizing the cultural and spiritual vitality of Al-Andalus. However, this golden age was not to last. By the early 11th century, internal strife and succession disputes weakened the Caliphate of Córdoba. In 1031 CE, the Caliphate collapsed and fragmented into numerous small kingdoms known as taifas. Despite the fragmentation, many of these taifa kingdoms continued to support the arts and sciences. However, their political disunity made them vulnerable to the expanding Christian kingdoms in the north. As Christian forces pushed southward in a process known as the Reconquista, Muslim rulers at times sought assistance from North African dynasties. In the 11th century, the Almoravids, a reformist Berber dynasty from North Africa, intervened and took control of much of Al-Andalus to repel Christian advances. They were succeeded in the 12th century by another Berber dynasty, the Almohads, who also brought with them religious zeal and stricter interpretations of Islam. Under their rule, philosophy and science were sometimes stifled, though some urban centers like Seville remained vibrant. Despite these efforts, the Reconquista continued steadily. In 1212, the Christian kingdoms dealt a significant blow to the Muslims at the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa. Over the following decades, Muslim territories in Spain dwindled until only the Emirate of Granada remained. The Nasrid dynasty ruled Granada from 1238 until its fall. The city stood as a final bastion of Muslim rule in Iberia. It was during this period that the majestic Alhambra Palace was built, an enduring symbol of Islamic art and architecture. In 1492, the same year Christopher Columbus set sail for the New World, the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella I of Castile completed the Reconquista. On January 2, 1492, Emir Muhammad XII of Granada, known as Boabdil, surrendered the city to the Christian forces, ending nearly 800 years of Muslim rule in Spain. After the conquest, Muslims were initially promised religious freedom, but these promises were gradually revoked. By the early 17th century, Muslims who remained, known as Moriscos, were forced to convert to Christianity or face exile. In 1609, even these converted Muslims were expelled from Spain, marking the end of a rich and complex Islamic legacy in the Iberian Peninsula. The legacy of Islam in Spain endures through its architecture, its influence on the Spanish language, and the profound contributions made to European science, mathematics, medicine, and philosophy. The transmission of classical knowledge from Muslim Spain to Christian Europe played a vital role in sparking the European Renaissance. Al-Andalus remains a testament to what a civilization can achieve when it values learning, diversity, and the peaceful coexistence of cultures. Though the era ended centuries ago, its echoes are still felt today. Thank you for watching this journey through the history of Islam in Spain. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Islam with Aslan for more deep dives into Islamic history, culture, and civilization. Until next time, peace be upon you.